and welcome to the Expanded Learning in California Grantee Orientation video on the quality standards, brought to you by the California Department of Education Expanded Learning Division and the California Afterschool Network. This video will examine the background and description of the quality standards for expanded learning in California, how to use the quality standards in your continuous quality improvement process, and how to select an assessment tool or instrument to support your continuous quality improvement process. The development of the quality standards for expanded learning in California. The quality standards were created in September 2014. They were created by the field for the field, in partnership with the California Department of Education Expanded Learning Division and the California Afterschool Network Quality Committee. The Quality Committee work groups did not create the content of the standards in a vacuum. They consulted program quality research and evaluation experts, reviewed a variety of youth program quality standards and assessment tools from across the country as part of their process, and gathered input from stakeholders in California's expanded learning field. Over a 2-year period, stakeholders from across the field generated recommendations to the CDE on the content of the quality standards. In total, more than 450 stakeholders from the field informed the development of the quality standards. These stakeholders included teachers, principals, school and district grantees, technical assistance providers, program managers, frontline staff, California Department of Education staff, and most importantly, input from close to 200 site coordinators. Through this process, the Quality Committee's Quality Standards Work Group created the 12 quality standards for expanded learning, the standards in action, and a crosswalk between the standards and a variety of assessment tools. On your screen now, you will see the covers of the quality standards for expanded learning and the crosswalk. Why were the quality standards for expanded learning in California developed?
In 2011, Tom Torlakson was elected the State Superintendent of Public Instruction for the state of California. His vision and passion was that the department and after-school programs across the state would be high quality for all kids. And so he charged me with developing a plan and a process where the department and the whole system of support in the field in California could focus on quality. And so we gathered people from across the state to work on our strategic plan, to work on various elements of the plan. And that is why we worked so hard to make sure we have quality standards and have something that all of us can align to, a North Star to help us understand when we're doing the right thing for children.
What are the quality standards for expanded learning in California?
So what are the quality standards? The quality standards are not a compliance tool. We're not going to show up at your site with a clipboard and a pencil and grade you or judge you on how you're doing. These standards are for you to embrace, for you to call your own, for you to reflect on. They're going to look different from school to school. The program is going to look different by what you choose, but the quality standards are your aspirational guideline for what you aspire to achieve working together as a team.
There are 12 quality standards, 6 point-of-service quality standards, and 6 programmatic quality standards. The point-of-service quality standards are safe and supportive environments, active and engaged learning, skill building, youth voice and leadership, healthy choices and behaviors, diversity, access, and equity. The programmatic quality standards are quality staff, clear vision, mission, and purpose, collaborative partnerships, continuous quality improvement, program management, sustainability. The quality standards describe high levels of program quality. On the screen is the Healthy Choices and Behavior standard. Each standard provides a general description and how the standard looks in action at the programmatic, staff, and student levels. The programmatic level describes what a program should look like in practice and the actions program leaders can take to create a program design that supports site-level quality. The staff level describes what the staff should be doing each and every day and the actions staff can take to support site-level program quality. And the participant level describes participant experiences and actions to inform program quality. While there are 12 quality standards, they're not meant to be siloed. You can have an activity that's active and engaged learning, showcases youth voice and leadership, and incorporates healthy choices and behaviors all at the same time. Using the quality standards to educate and inform stakeholders. The quality standards are intended to create a framework of clear expectations and a shared vision of quality among multiple stakeholders. The standards can also be used as a resource to support collaborative efforts for stakeholders that are unfamiliar with after-school and summer learning programs. For example, if you use the phrase or term after-school or summer learning with a potential local business partner, that might invoke an image or feeling of childcare or supervised recreation. In these cases, you can use the standards to educate and inform those stakeholders that these programs are active places of engaged and meaningful learning, skill building, and leadership development where youth practice healthy choices and behaviors in a safe, supportive environment for all students. If a program is attempting to strengthen their partnership with the core instructional day, they might share the collaborative partnership section of the quality standards with the school principal and outline that in an effort to improve program quality and meet the quality standards, they'd like to examine this section together and continue to strengthen their partnership. The quality standards can also be used as a way of integrating with other standard areas, such as California's state educational standards, and are an effective way to partner with K-12 stakeholders. The quality standards and the continuous quality improvement process. On the screen, you will see a timeline of the CDE's field-informed vision for expanded learning and strategic plan. The quality standards for expanded learning in California were created in September 2014. In that same month, Governor Jerry Brown signed SB 1221 into law, which created a new requirement for after-school programs to implement a continuous quality improvement process. This new requirement can be found in Education Code 8484A2, which states, "Programs shall provide evidence of a data-driven program quality improvement process based on the department's guidance on program quality standards." Simply put, programs must show proof that they are implementing a continuous quality improvement process while actively engaging with the quality standards. To begin the CQI process, programs assess their program quality by collecting data from multiple stakeholders using a variety of tools and strategies. It's really important that programs get diverse perspectives in their assessment. On the screen is a page right out of the Quality Self-Assessment Tool User Guide. An example of stakeholders to use during this process include principals and teachers, program managers and administrators, parents, youth, and K-12 community partners. Different tools and strategies for collecting data about program quality can include surveys, interviews, observations, and also focus groups. A crosswalk between the quality standards and program assessment tools. The most important part of the CQI process is not necessarily the assessment tool you use, but about what you learn through implementing the process itself. Selecting the tool can be important, and that's why CAN's Quality Committee and CDE also partnered to make the crosswalk between the quality standards for expanded learning and a variety of assessment tools. The crosswalk can assist programs in selecting the appropriate assessment tool to support their CQI process. On the screen is an image out of the crosswalk. It outlines the degree of alignment between the quality standards and multiple assessment tools. The image on the screen now provides a detailed description of several tool properties as well as how accessible each one is. For example, some high-quality tools come at a cost and require training, while others are free with virtual trainings or user guides. This crosswalk can help programs select an assessment tool that meets their needs. Creating and using a CQI plan aligned with the quality standards. Based on the assessment data collected, programs identify a quality standard to improve on. Programs then create a program improvement plan to focus strategies and direct organizational resources. Creating a goal that is aligned with the quality standards doesn't have to be difficult. In fact, CDE recommends that you take language directly out of the standards and action description when creating your goal for your improvement plan. Program improvement plans are created specifically for each site and are kept on site for review and reflection. Programs are not required to use this template in implementing a CQI plan. Remember, the improvement plan you initially create can be changed or adapted at any time to fit your needs. The CDE has created a site-level planning template for creating program improvement plans that can be seen on the screen and accessed on both the CDE and CAN websites. While programs are not required to submit improvement plans to CDE in order to meet the requirement for engaging in a CQI process, grantees are asked to submit data regarding their CQI plans in an annual outcome-based data report each October. This data informs CDE what quality standard was identified for improvement, what phase of the CQI process was the program able to achieve, what stakeholders were involved in the CQI process, how has the CQI process helped improve program quality. The information provided in the data report will let CDE know what sort of technical assistance and additional resources are needed for grantees to be successful.
All of us, from the state level to the site level, are working to get better at what we do each and every day. Because no matter your role in the expanded learning ecosystem, your commitment to quality matters. We have the unique resource of 3 hours a day and those long summer days to make a profound impact on the children and youth that we serve. Our expanded learning programs impacted close to 860,000 kids last year, and all of those kids deserve our best each and every day. Thank you for what you do to serve the children, families, and communities of California.
This video is one of 4 videos providing information regarding program requirements and expectations. Other expanded learning in California topics that you can access include Grants 101, Federal Program Monitoring, and Continuous Quality Improvement. Thank you for watching. This video has been brought to you by the California Department of Education Expanded Learning Division and the California Afterschool Network. We would like to give a special thank you to the schools and regional professionals listed on the screen for their assistance in the creation of these videos.